The year is 2021, and for the better part of a decade, we've lived in a little square called an application on most of our daily activities. Whether it's finding a soulmate, whether it's sharing your latest picture of your vacation, whether it's booking a reservation, there's an app for that. It's kind of a cliche at this point. And today we are looking at an app for that. It's the Kawai digital piano line. They have a brand new application. It's called PianoRemote by Kawai. It's an awesome application. We're going to do some screen sharing, show you guys how cool it is. We're going to look at all the features and listen to some great sounds out of the CA79. So stick around.
Hi, this is Ted with Alamo Music Center in downtown San Antonio, Texas.
And I'm Patrick Marr. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, check out our other videos, sign up for notifications, like our videos, leave us comments. We really appreciate your support and we love to interact with you.
It's time for a virtual.
It's a we're going into the matrix today to really uncover, technology at its finest. There's a really cool app out from Kawai, PianoRemote. We're really excited to use it because we've been able to look at it through the context of the new hybrid systems from Kawai. There's the ATX4 that we've done a video on recently. So you're basically playing a grand piano and you can control digital sounds with your phone. And this is nothing new. Manufacturers have been making apps for the last couple of years. I feel like very recently has been a very seamless communication of you don't have to plug it in and have it, a wire dangling around the back. It's become a lot easier to just pick out your phone or your iPad, hit the application, and it's automatically connected to your unit. You want to make sure the latest firmware is installed on your unit, and it's very easy to do that as well. We actually had to do this on one of our models earlier, but you just go to either the Kawai website if you have a Yamaha keyboard, or if you have a Roland keyboard, Casio. The firmware is usually very easy to get. You want to make sure you have the latest edition. That's kind of the easiest way to connect technology. Make sure it's all communicating on the same wavelength. But today we're looking specifically at a brand new app from Kawai, the PianoRemote. Really a very cool system that they've created, and we have a CA79 behind us. And one of the things we love about the CA79 is that cheek block that they have. So they have basically a touch screen cheek block, and I think that is a lot of where they've taken design cues. They've taken a lot of things that they like about the settings and display of the cheek block, and they've moved it to the application on your phone.
They're also pre-selling people on the idea of get used to using a cheek block or something about the same size like a phone, because after a while, cost is going to make that go away, and so they're just trying to get everyone used to using an app. I know years ago when they first came out with apps and instruments here at the store, we had a couple of tablets, and then I guess customers or someone liked the tablet so much they disappeared.
They'll disappear after time.
Yeah, so it's hard for us, but at least that idea, I remember at the time saying, well, eventually people get tired of that, because remember we had those other remote controllers that disappeared. People thought they were valuable. You couldn't do anything with it. But it looked cool, like a
fancy TV remote or something.
Yeah.
And so we're going to look at the CA79 behind us. So what the application does is it basically unlocks whatever is in the unit that you're using. So it can identify whether this is a CA79 or a 59 or a 99, whether it's an NV5S, an NV10. So it does work across the spectrum, whether you're looking at a DG30 from Kawai. Any of the current models, I think with the exception of their very entry line ES110, is going to work with the app. Also the MP series isn't as well. So any of the stage pianos, the MP11 and the MP7 SE are not going to work with the app. But basically anything that has that Bluetooth MIDI capability, the ES520, the ES920, the DG30s, the CA, the CNs.
Now, does that include the virtual technician on all the keyboards as well?
Yeah, and so we're going to do we're going to look at the app as a whole in this video, but we also are going to do an additional video where we kind of go deep into the virtual technician. That is something people have asked us about, and so we will go over all the parameters in there.
It's kind of amazing to think that you get all of that virtual technician on essentially kind of a portable type keyboard.
Yeah, and so again, it unlocks what it had in there where you had a deep dive into menus. It kind of unlocks it on an app-based scale. So I'm going to pull up my phone and we're going to get right into taking a look. Turn on my screen sharing here. Let's see. And so here we are, the PianoRemote app. So I am connected to this here. So the CA79 is connected here, and we're looking at a beautiful Shigeru Kawai SKEX. And so really it kind of opens up, and you have the instruments in front of you, the piano, and you can side swipe here to say no to the pianos or yes. No, I mean, if you are side swiping here, it's not finding your date, it's picking your piano. And so you can go and click through here. One of the cool things is if you click the SKEX rendering, you have the opportunity to go through some of the different piano variations. So the rendering type, the Classic 2. So let's take a listen to those. I know we're plugged in here, so let's listen to just like some of the different voicings they have on the SK.
So I play some and you swap them.
Very cool. So those are all the rendering types right there. We just kind of went through them very quickly. That kind of gives you an overview of some of the different things that you can change within the application, starting with that SKEX rendering. So that is going to be just on the SKEX, and then you can also go in there and change some of your parameters with the virtual technicians. One of the things I really like is the metronome right there in the bottom. You see that? You can just click it on.
You can also go to the drums right there next to it.
So you have your metronome. You can change time signatures. So 3, 4. You have all those there. Turn up the volume or down, and then turn it off there from the app. Yeah, we'll look at the rhythms too. Let's click those on.
I'd much rather play with that than a ding and a click. That right there is so important for beginning students, even if they're practicing their scales and their chord scales and stuff, because it teaches them how to play with a beat.
It makes it fun. It makes it a little bit more, like you're playing with a band, doing something fun.
Perfect learning experience, because they know that, especially on a 4 count, it's
I like that the record button is right there on the bottom right there, so you could record right there and just have it saved. Yeah. And then you basically go to your music there, and it will save. That's the hymn player, but it will save in the sound demos and the playback recording. So then you can bounce it, to your computer, to a flash drive. It can record WAV files or MIDI, and then it's really easy to convert at that point.
You could drop into print music.
So basically your piano sounds are in the bottom left there, and we showed you swipe through here to get to your the SK5, the upright piano. But if you're looking for more sounds, you click the middle button. Middle button is going to have all your sounds. Basically in the left here you have different categories. So piano category, there's all your pianos. If you click down, you get the electric pianos. So let's listen to one of these. So just make it more fun, and you're able to play with drum beats there, or switch. So it makes it a little bit more interactive. If you have kids looking for changing sounds, playing organs, just different things to experiment with, harpsichords, clavinet. So just makes it fun. It shows you what you recently played, some recommended there, and yeah, it makes it a little bit more useful right there. And then again, if you ever need to get back to the piano, you just click piano there. The renderings, you can go to virtual technicians. And we're going to do a completely different video on the virtual technician, but can kind of go through, mess with the touch curve, the voicings, the resonance depth, damper noise, fallback noise, hammer noise. I think I just
all the interior sounds of a piano for the most part.
Yeah, and you can kind of make it your own right here in the app.
Now, can you pull up any of the lesson book on there?
Yeah, let's take a look real quick.
Because they give you a book of music when you buy digital.
So it has the Alfred lesson books, and it comes with these. When you buy the instrument, it will come with some lesson books. But yeah, you play along with it here in the music section.
That's where I would recommend a tablet, so you could see the sheet music a little bit bigger.
Yeah, so this is actually just the sound file. So it plays with, it shows you the example of what you're playing. And then you can turn it off there with the player system. There is a way to do some fun stuff with, it's called Concert Magic. And we were kind of messing around with that earlier, but you can go to one of the either hymn players or one of the composers here and go to Bach.
It sets up parameters?
Yeah, so it's going to play here. But if you switch to Concert Magic and you go over there, start playing on the piano, it will actually teach you rhythms. So it's showing you back and forth.
Timing.
Yeah, so it's to work on timing. So weird, interesting, concert magic there is what they call that. But we'll pause that. So lots of stuff to go through here, and different composers, as you can see. You can go through and listen to any of these, and it will play actually from the unit, kind of like background music. Very nice, fun thing to do there. Again, saves your sound demos, or saves your recording and playbacks. And then lessons books are there as well. So just a lot to get into in the app. If you click at any point in the top right of the app, there is a menu where you can go to the recorder, you can look at the speakers, the headphones, the four hands mode. You can go to your Bluetooth settings, MIDI settings. Really kind of just self-explanatory on that part. But just lots to do, lots to uncover in the app. And just makes it a little bit more fun, more unique, and kids are drawn to technology, and it kind of gets them back, drawn into the instrument. Right. and messing around. What can they do? What buttons can they press? How can they record? How can they play to drum beats? Makes piano a lot more fun.
It does, especially when you can split the keyboard and do multi-layer sounds and then record it, and it's just really
So a great app. It's called PianoRemote from Kawai. Really highly recommend any of the Kawai products. Very cool that they're doing it with all their digital pianos, with the exception of the ES110. They're just opening up all their controls. So on the some of the less expensive pianos or keyboards have just buttons as the layout, and so being able to really find it quickly with the layout of the app is a nice feature. And so if you guys have messed around with the PianoRemote, if there's some cool tricks that you guys have learned, please leave some comments. I know people will appreciate it. This is kind of just an overview of how to get the best out of it, how to operate, just basic controls, and kind of get used to, the PianoRemote app. And
technology and the piano at the same time.
Yeah, and it just works so smoothly, so seamless. Really a cool piece of technology, and really a home run from Kawai, I believe.
Yeah, it makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for watching. Ted Barcelou, I'm Patrick Marr with Alamo Music, and you can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for watching.